EA Sports is proud to present PGA Tour coverage. Hello again and welcome. I'm Rich Lerner, and beside me is my friend and colleague Frank Nobilo. We're in the state of California, set to kick off the round here at the challenging PGA West course. Par 72 setting up as a demanding challenge to any golfer stepping on this course, especially, Frank, when it comes down to the 17th hole. They call it Alcatraz.
Well, as we know, hardly anybody gets out of Alcatraz. You want to throw a little nugget in? In 2000, Joe Daly looked like he was going to get his tour card, hit a putt from 3 foot, hit the liner, bounce back out. A lot of things can happen on 17.
Like the looks of this one.
Oh, yeah.
That's a good spot right there.
Center cut.
Frank, that swing looks lively and strong.
Oh, that had to fly 300. It's close to 310.
Now the approach shot here at the par 4 first.
Oh, solid strike right in the heart of the green.
That is an excellent play right there. The approach giving him another good look.
All right, Frank, break down this approach shot here at hole number 1.
Well, typical Pete Dye confuses you straight out of the gate. Draw off the tee, and then you've got to hit that second shot in left to right. Look at the angle of that green. It points away to the right.
And getting ready for the putt. Came to the putt excited to make birdie. Now, settle for par.
Yeah, little change in the attitude right now. When you've let one go, You've got to really knuckle down there and make sure you don't drop a shot. It's important this one goes in.
And this will be a 5-foot putt here. Even par early on. And he's putting for par now. That's a par, and that keeps the scorecard clean, still even for the round.
Frank, the second hole is only 371 yards. What's the challenge here?
The bunkering. This is really well bunkered. You'd expect that for a hole this short. If it's well bunkered, it means that it's vital to get it on the fairway. Game's about rhythm. When you have good rhythm, it just looks effortless. To hit the ball 300 yards through the air, that easy.
He has given this one the full treatment. Perfect release through the ball. And this shot is on the fairway, over 300 yards. Not this time. That one's in the rough. Might be a tough shot coming up.
Frank, I'm guessing as a player, this is the kind of shot you like. Early in the round, short par 4, nice look as you get set for the approach shot.
After a tough opening hole, Pete Dye gives you a chance here. Scoring club in hand, if you can get it to the right distance, even 15 feet right of this flag, very much a birdie chance.
Beautiful shot. That is tight.
Unbelievable. That is one to savor for the rest of the round.
So in the first cut here, it could be worse.
Well, there's a big green, and they're going to use every inch of it.
Standing over this putt, concentrating on the read. One under early in the round. Just 5 feet left. Has the putt, and now at -1.
Moving to the third hole to par 4 again. This one 471 yards.
Frank, did you hear the sound of that coming off the club face?
It was like a cannon.
Pretty good drive here.
Another straight one.
That one is in the fairway, down there about 290 yards.
So, Frank, we know that the players petitioned back in the 80s to move the PGA Tour event away from PGA West. It's coming back in 2016. But what did Pete Dye say about golf courses being fair or unfair?
Well, he said it actually. He tried to say it with a chuckle, but he always said that golf's not a fair game. So why build a golf course that's fair?
Do you agree with that?
I do now. I think everything has to align itself together. When you looked at the equipment that the players were using, wooden drivers and balls that spun around, they had trouble on windy days. And these golf courses, they really were brutal. But I think now that the ball goes further, the introduction of the metal-headed driver, the utility clubs, all of those things have made these golf courses really come back into favour again. Look at what Jason Day did in 2015 at the PGA Championship at Whistling Straits on a Pete Dye golf course. That's how you have to play the game now. We have to embrace change.
How difficult is this golf course at PGA West? Well, it was ranked 8th on this year's Golf Digest, America's 20 toughest golf courses.
Makeable putt right here, currently sitting at 1 under for the round. Now at -2 for the day. He has a birdie opportunity here. He's made a birdie. Takes the score to 2 under par.
Now to the fourth, 192 yards and a pretty tough hole location here today.
Frank, going back 100 years or more, we used to see winning scores in stroke play tournaments, 72-hole events of 300 thereabouts. But obviously, like so many things in golf, everything has improved.
Yeah, people would scoff at sort of saying 475s would win a US Open or a British Open. It didn't, and it does. But with equipment and people have really got into the game, they've worked it out. And they just plain got better at it. They realise that stroke play, you can't just swing from the trees, so to speak. You've really got to work your way around and get better. You just can't sort of settle for mediocrity.
Well, this one should be safely on deck here. Really not much to this. The only issue would be a lack of concentration or focus. Good try, just didn't quite read the break, Frank.
It shouldn't be a problem, you'd think, cleaning up here for par.
Shouldn't be a problem here. Frank, this is the kind of start every player wants.
Yeah, swinging it well. Certainly hit the ball in the right place there, and good thing too, he's actually putting well.
And he makes it for par. So we played our first par 3, now to the first par 5 on this golf course at PGA West. It is the 535-yard 5th hole. Frank, it appears as though it rewards precision off the tee.
And the bombers too. You can run out of water at 335 yards. So for the Dustin Johnsons of the world and the Rory McIlroys, that's nearly doable. But if you can't hit it that far, it's quite obvious. You've got to keep it down the right side. And for those people, they put 2 little bunkers there.
Good contact, good result. Now from a good position in the fairway, his second shot. Frank, still relatively early in the round, but given what we've seen so far, this could be a heck of a golf round.
Yeah, right now, everything's just going according to plan. It's like he's playing on all 8 cylinders. So really, you're just trying to get out of your own way.
That one inside of 10 feet, really dialed in. And he steps up to take this shot from the fairway. Strong winds have been a factor all day here, Frank. What's the key to scoring low in conditions like this?
Well, sometimes you've almost got to make the ball go to ground. You've just got to keep it out of those high breezes, play away from the trouble.
Not a gimme, but well within his range. Tough game, Frank. You can hit 300-yard drives and miss 3-foot putts.
Yeah, there's the ecstasy, and that's the agony.
Locked in on the read and the speed. How about that? 4 under par. And now he has this for the birdie. Count that. That's a birdie. Well, the Architect Pete Dye is known for visual intimidation. We see it at TPC Sawgrass at the Players every year. And you see it right here, Frank, at this 255-yard par 3/6 with water everywhere you look.
Yeah, you could make an argument here that it suits a little bit of a cut, like a Lee Trevino-style fade that starts at the left and moves its way to the green, but then that's also moving back towards the water. Conversely, if you try and fly it over that water on the right side with a little bit of a draw, then the green starts to run out on the left side. Have I made it sound hard?
Just a pure strike and a perfect result. He'll have a good look at birdie now.
There's that awkward length.
Well, there's an opportunity wasted.
Just knock it in for a par and let's forget about this one. Golf is not about perfect, but it is going to hurt the cause.
Oh, man.
Just pushed it.
Boy, that hurts. Showing no signs of weakness. That's a good putt right there. Stays at 4 under. Four under on the day.
Frank, this is like a big water park here at PGA West. We saw it at the 6th, and here again at the 7th, a challenging par 4, 346 yards.
I've never, ever seen anyone try and drive this green. So it's just a layup. You see the bunker down there in the distance. That really is the stop sign. So something that's short of that, but really what I prefer is try and lay up on a nice number. Something that you got a full shot in, whether that be a 9-iron or an 8-iron or a wedge. You'd like to have a full club in here. Oh, that's fine.
Just a good solid tee shot right there, about 280 yards. That appeared to be a good strike right there, Frank.
Oh, good. It's just towering. Look at that hanging in the sky.
Frank couldn't ask for anything more.
Just the lie there, too. It is sitting up like it's teed up.
Frank, getting set for this approach shot, our featured golfer is a player, it's obvious, in full flight right now.
It is. This is where it doesn't matter what the sport is, and golf is a great example for it, though, where when you play your best, it's almost like you're just playing out of your subconscious. Everything happens, it just flows, and you don't really think about it.
Frank, this is obviously a green light situation.
It is, because of the tee shot. A smart layup here gives you the chance to go straight at this flag.
This one looks like it's headed right for the middle of the dance floor, Frank.
Rather nice shot, I would say.
You don't want to let this one get away. This is about concentration and focus at this point. Starting to move in the right direction. 5 under after that made putt. So a tester from 4 feet. Continues to amaze. Yet another birdie. And what a day it's been.
Now we're at the 8th hole here at PGA West in La Quinta, California. 559-yard par 5. Frank, what are the options here?
A good tee shot, you can certainly reach this par 5 and 2. There's a crosswalk that comes across in that vicinity of 330 yards. That's sort of the green light area if you can get it down there. Anything short of that, it becomes very much a 3-shotter. But if you can get it close to that crosswork that goes there, then certainly this becomes opportunity knocks. Second shot. Gets a good pitch. It's only in the first cut.
Not too bad.
Not too bad.
Frank, I like the way he sort of starts his swing a little bit on the outside and then drops it right on plane. Nice position, short grass, second shot. Headed for the bunker? Just a bit offline and into the bunker.
Yeah, it was a little over-ambitious.
Well, certainly playable from here. Ball is in the first cut. Not too bad.
Amazing.
He'll need to be strong with this. Birdie try up next. Nudge this one home, finish it up. 6 under par now. Frank, as we arrive here at the par 4 ninth, 452 yards, I hear players like you often say, I'm going to take it on. What do you mean by that, and how does it apply to this particular tee shot?
Well, you have options, obviously. One is to hit it down that right side, which is your best shot. The easy way is obviously to bail it out down the left side, but then you're almost giving into the hole, like you're accepting you're going to make bogey if you're lucky. So in the end, you're forced to go back to option A, which is actually to challenge the best shot you have, which is down the right side. Oh, if this is up, it's good.
Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special. This is not heading in the right direction.
It looks like it's going to be in the rough. So the second of the par 4 goes begging, and now I'll have to rely on the short game.
Yeah, but a short game, as we all know, can redeem a lot of mistakes. See if he does it here.
Frank, the handicap system in golf really is the great equalizer, isn't it?
Yeah, there's no sport like it. I can't imagine going to Wimbledon and playing, sort of Djokovic or Federer or, playing NFL with Peyton Manning. But, the beauty of golf, we can go out in a golf course. We decide what our handicaps are on the first tee. We decide who's going to get strokes, and then off you go and play. And you play on a level playing field.
And from the rough, he manages to not only make the green, but get within easy striking distance of the hole. Oh, what an incredible shot. Getting set now over the putt. Just an amazing display. The records continue to fall. Well, that was a nearly flawless performance on the front side, but Frank, we know it's an 18-hole game, isn't it?
That's right. Now's not the time to pat yourself on the back.
Oh, this looks good.
Certainly is.
Frank, just a beautiful day out there today, but there are some challenges.
Yeah, those tricky winds up there, you've really got to focus on exactly how strong it is and what direction, because it's very easy to make the mistake of hitting the wrong club out here. You make a mistake with the wrong club choice, even a good swing is not going to get rewarded.
Frank, again, this would appear to be a pretty good scoring opportunity.
This is so much about getting the distance right here. Bunkers on the left, there's the water to carry, that's needless to say, but also the mounding that's just behind the screen and to the right. It's very easy to just take the trouble out of...
That is a tremendous shot right there. Touch and nerve. He had it all, and he has the bottom of the barrel. Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely
fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag. Oh, solid strike right in the heart of the green.
chance for birdie after that beautiful shot. Shouldn't be a problem here. So with that made, now at 7 under par. Now at the long par 5 11th. They call it eternity with good reason. It is 617 yards. Frank, what's the game plan here?
Hit it as long as you can, hopefully only a couple of times, and you can get fairly close to this green. Little pitch up there, but even if you go for this green or try and get close, that's when you start to notice the water that comes in on the left side, so you can't just bash away. Might only be a couple of bunkers in play off the tee, but they have to be avoided.
It's nice to roll in a 25-footer now and then. Those feel good. But still, there's nothing like hitting that perfect tee ball. Long and straight.
Yeah, you can puff out your chest, last to play, the advantage, holes shorter. Basically, the list goes on.
He makes a great pass at the golf ball. It's powerful, but it's rhythmic at the same time. Now the second shot to the par 5. Second from an excellent lie. This one doesn't look good.
There's water over there.
Frank, they threw him a life vest. He's back on dry land.
And I hope this time he swings, he doesn't have the water wings on.
So this is his 4th shot after the last one found the water.
Yeah, it's not all over, but right now, too, he's staring down the barrel of a very bad hole.
That is another laser right at the flagstick. Now the 3rd shot here at the par 5 11th. Now that is a shot that will be replayed over and over. Been pretty good all day from this distance, just trying to take care of business. That's a bogey. Frank, now another clever, small par 4, only 363 yards here at the 12th.
A couple of different options here, Rich. You can lay it up just short of where that nose of the bunker starts to poke out on the right side of the fairway. Then you're going to be left with something in the sort of 140, 150 yard mark to the flag. Or if you want to get a little sort of greedy, you start to sneak it up there where it gets narrow. It's shorter. It requires a better shot.
Nicely played shot, about 310 yards down the fairway.
That's fine. That's an absolute beauty.
Club has been pulled, ready for the second shot now at the par 4 12th. Miss hit, wrong club. What happened there, Frank?
All of the above, maybe. It's a little bit of a head scratcher. It wasn't that hard a shot.
Can't hide the flagstick from that man.
He is just unbelievable. That never deviated offline.
Not in the fairway, but not too bad. Just in that first cut. How do you like that? He's holding. Just a phenomenal play right there. Not a gimme, but well within his range. How about 7 under par now?
And now we're at the par 3 13th hole, 214 yards.
And about 210 yards to the flagstick here on this par 3.
Hazard.
Maybe wet. Good news is, was able to retrieve the golf ball.
Yeah, on dry land, and can he carry it this time, though?
Third shot now, after the last one found the deep blue.
Yeah, you can still minimize the damage here. It's only one bad shot that you got punished for. This has to go in the hazard.
He needs to get up or it's going in. He's knocked it on the green, but not in a great position. This is a difficult chance coming up here. Long birdie try.
Well, there's a big green, and they're going to use every inch of it.
Frank, I'm not saying he should pull out driver here, but this is a long putt.
Greens are fast, though. You never know. Good line, good pace. Might have a chance.
Always two components to the long lag putt, the speed, number one, and then the read. And missed out on that second part. This one just requires a little bit of focus. Has his par. Under on the day. Now another short par 4. It's only 389 yards. But Frank, where could a player go off course, so to speak, at this 14th?
Well, this is a hole where you have to play your own game. If you're a longer hitter, I think you can challenge that bunker and knock it over there. And if you're shorter player, you should be only looking at that left side. You're always going to feel like you've left something out there on a hole like this. You always think you could have done the other option. But this is where you've got to stick to what you think is your game plan.
That one is in the fairway, down there about 290 yards. Frank, what's the key here? Second shot at 14.
Green sits up a little bit, well protected by those bunkers there. A nice high, soft landing shot.
Just an incredible shot. That is a very makeable putt after a great approach. Well played. Now the approach shot here at 14.
Boy, this could be a tough one right here, Frank.
It's a very long putt, Rich. Obviously, it's difficult, but he still has a shot to sink this one for birdie.
Very well done. Almost made it.
Yeah, there'll be no stress for the next one.
Knocking down all the shots today, now at 13 under. Locked in on the read and the speed. Just an amazing display. The records continue to fall.
Frank, if a player needs to make a big move at the close of the round, how could they get at this whole location and make a birdie? They call this turning home.
Yeah, I think that's where you have to be a little more aggressive off the tee shot. A drive of 280 yards can certainly take those two bunkers down the left out of play. There is one in the distance down there, 350 yards, so even the longest hitters can still hit driver down there. You imagine pumping one down there, sort of 340 yards. Now you turn a long hole into a drive and wedge. That's how you get aggressive. Game's about rhythm. When you have good rhythm, it just looks effortless. To hit the ball 300 yards through the air, that easy.
That was just a beautiful drive and hit it solid and right in the middle. See what they do now with this second shot at hole number 15. Frank, when you look at great rivalries in sports, you realize that athletes need each other. Joe Frazier needed Muhammad Ali to achieve greatness, to achieve legendary status. And in golf, Tom Watson needed Jack Nicklaus to push him to another level.
And also to define an era. Without one, we couldn't think of the 80s or the 90s or the 2000s or the 2010s. You need those players to define that era. So you need competition. Competition is not without rivalry. This looks like it's heading for the bunker.
That is always so disappointing from that kind of a spot when you come up short.
Yeah, you're licking your chops over that one. A shot you think you could hit directly at the flag. Now, test for the short game.
Slight miss, and he'll have to deal with some of the heavy grass. This requires a lot of speed through the ball. Really not much to this. The only issue would be a lack of concentration or focus. Continues to amaze. Yet another birdie, and what a day it's been. Hard to be perfect in this game. That's a bogey.
Down to the par 5 16th. Frank, this is a pretty solid hole.
Like all the other par fives here, length gets a big advantage here. This hole, as you mentioned, bends to the left, and that bunker can be taken out of play by the longest hitters. 326 yards will get you past that. Otherwise, there's sort of a V shoot down the right side that everybody else has to respect.
A great way to start a hole, nicely placed in the fairway. That's a good spot right there.
Center cut.
Nice position, short grass, second shot. Second shot coming up here at the par 5. That was just a gutsy shot right there, and a good look at eagle coming up. Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
Standing over this putt, concentrating on the read. Oh, man, you can't miss him from that distance. These putts keep the round together. Well, he knew it right from the start. Just a poor putt. Now to 7 under par. Could use this one. This is for par. That's good work. That's a good par right there. So, Frank, you arrive on the tee box
what are you thinking here as you look out at the hole they call Alcatraz? Par 3 17th at 168 yards.
Well, we've seen it all here, Rich, from that hole-in-one that Lee Trevino had in the Skins game all the way back in 1987 to people splashing away left, right, and center. No advice here. You can see what's in front of you. Whoop, this is taken off on a weird line.
And it's going to be in the rough, it looks like. Hoping to get this up and down here, Frank, at the par 3 after missing the green.
It's not all bad. This is definitely not going down the fairway.
It doesn't look good. I think it's going to be in the deep rough. You have to think he'll be happy with that, given that it looked like it was headed right for the rough.
Yeah, it looked like that was the only place it was going to finish. But, well, it's a little bit unexplainable. Let's see what he does from here now. Lucky break.
Yes, he's holed it, Frank.
Unbelievable. From that distance.
Didn't think this was possible, but 15 under par already. One great hole after another here at PGA West. The finishing hole, no exception. Frank, what can we expect here?
Great finishing hole. It's amazing. If you took the three bunkers we're first going to see down the right side, this would almost be a nothing hole. But because they're perfectly situated here, they really shrink up that driving area down the left side. And this is just a reward for a great swing, a great strike, a great shot. Ooh, nice little bounce forward. Should be close to 300, 290.
Frank, this approach shot seems pretty straightforward. Just don't hit it left.
Yeah, it's a tough second shot. It's that visual. Once again, you've got that green that's angled to the left. But once again, like a few holes out here, you do not have to hit directly at this flag. You are allowed to move that flag mentally 15, even 20 feet to the right. There's nothing wrong with that.
Good swing, good shot yet again. So the second of the par 4 goes begging, and now I'll have to rely on the short game.
Yeah, but a short game, as we all know, can redeem a lot of mistakes. Let's see if he does it here.
Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
That will be a great look at birdie.
This one just requires a little bit of focus. That finds the bottom of the cup. We'll call that a birdie. Just a couple of feet. 8 under par for the round. Frank, that was an impressive round out there today.
Couldn't agree more, Rich. We've seen some great shots out there, and I'm excited to see how the rest of this tournament plays out.
This is EA Sports coverage of the PGA Tour. Hello again and welcome, Rich Lerner, alongside my friend Frank Nobilo. We are at the home of golf, Scotland, the old course at St. Andrews. Frank, what are some of the distinctive features to this wonderful old course?
I think when you just sort of look at the bullet points, people are going to look at the shared greens and how huge they are and the pot bunkers, but it has the most famous par 4 in the world. That's the road hole. And of course it has the most famous bunker, which is the road hole bunker. You couldn't build it today, hit across the corner of a hotel and hit it to a green that's got a road behind it, but it works.
Excellent looking shot here. Good contact, good result. Up with the big boys now, Frank.
Well, we saw that previous tee shot go 310. This one's further.
Frank, this first hole, all about the Swilken Burn.
Yeah, it cuts in so close to the front of that putting surface. If there's just a puff of wind, and all of a sudden that burn that you could just step across very much comes into play.
Seems to like it. Looks like it's headed for the green. You can't hide the flagstick from that man.
He is just unbelievable. That never deviated offline.
Just needs to keep it steady here over the putt. One under early in the round. Shouldn't be a problem here. Makes the putt and goes to 1 under. Here we are now at the second. Always so important to try and establish a good round in these opening holes, Frank.
In the second hole, especially with the prevailing breeze and today's modern equipment, the odd player has actually driven this green, but you really see the tone of the golf course. The middle of the golf course is protected. There's a series of bunkers down there, but left is always the safe side of the golf course. Because the best line to play your second shot from on the whole golf course is always the right side, and we see that here at the second. Yeah, Rich, the reason why the best players enjoy stroke play so much is that every single shot's going to count, and you can't get away with anything in stroke play.
You have to manage your game, and you have to manage your emotions as well, because it can get away from you in a hurry. Now, my yardage book says 145 yards to the hole. These winds have held up all day long, definitely playing a part in the shot making we're seeing out there today.
Should be safely on deck.
On the green, and a chance for birdie. Second shot, good look at the green. Birdie chance here. Very long putt, though.
Got to be a little careful if it gets away on him.
go ahead and do that. What a putt. Now 2 to the good side. Forward. Can a golfer get lured in kind of a false sense of security off the tee here at the Old Course?
No, well, you can. This hole, the third hole, even shorter than the second, so reachable. But a lot of people tend to bail out towards the left. That's the middle of the golf course. And that leaves you a devilish little pitch or short wedge across that big gaping bunker that protects both the third and the 15th green. So once again, want to drive the ball down the right side, but there's a series of pot bunkers there.
Nicely played shot, about 310 yards down the fairway. Frank, one of the unique characteristics of the Old Course is that only the 1st, 9th, 17th, and 18th holes have their own greens.
Yeah, there's 7 double greens out there, and the double greens, they all add up to the number 18. So if you're on the 5th, it's adjoined by the 13th, or the 6th is the 12th. As well as there's a whopping 112 bunkers, and believe me, they're all in play.
They each have their own name, all 112?
Pretty much so, yeah. There's a few with, there's the Beardies and the Corpse and the Principal's Nose. There's some that do stand out, but none of them are very inviting, that's for sure.
And the Road Hole bunker, that's one of the most famous in the world. Not very big.
No, it's probably the size of a couple of tables. It's not quite as deep as it was. That bank is a little less severe now than it used to be in years gone by, probably so they can save a bit of sand, because it gets a bit of excavation day in, day out.
Pretty good drive here.
Another straight one.
And he's set up for his second shot here, looking to knock it on the green. This is a good-looking shot. No problems there. Really good approach shot. And now, good-looking birdie. Setting up for an approach shot here. Getting set now over the putt. Well, that would have been a bonus had it gone in, but still, reasonable chance for par here.
Yeah, there's no damage. You're not going to birdie every hole.
Not a gimme, but well within his range. That had to really hurt Frank because it looked good all the way.
Well, this will test his mettle.
So 2 under early on. So they'll tap in. Did the job right there. At the 4th hole now, and Frank, this one looks as though it might require a little bit of club selection off the tee. What are we looking at, partner?
Well, there is 2 ways to play the 4th off the tee. You can hit it down the right side, but it really starts to narrow up and it's slightly shorter. Most players go towards the middle of the golf course and try and get it on that plateau. But this, certainly the first hard hole you see at St. Andrews.
Frank, not overly long, but still a pretty good spot and in the fairway.
Yeah, that's in that 280 mark.
He makes a great pass at the golf ball. It's powerful, but it's rhythmic at the same time. Now from a good position in the fairway, his second shot. Well, that's how you play the game right there. Knock it on the green and give yourself a good look at birdie. Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
Standing over this putt, concentrating on the read. Oh, I thought he had that. Good try, just didn't quite read the break, Frank.
It shouldn't be a problem, you'd think, cleaning up here for par.
Shouldn't be a problem here, but not a formality either. Just singes the edge, Frank.
Yeah, but at least he's burning the edges. You know you're hitting good putts.
And this will be a 5-foot putt here. No problems early. Looks good.
It does look good. This bodes well. We might be in for a very, very low round today.
Just a little tap in here. That takes him to 1 under on the day. Par 5s, this is where players look to make the move in a major championship. How does this 5th hole par 5 measure up, Frank?
Well, if you can avoid the bunkers, they're actually left and right, but especially that little group of 3 bunkers, then it sets up well. It'll be a blind second shot, but you try and guide your second shot between the 2 bunkers on the hill in front of you, which are called the spectacles.
He has given this one the full treatment. Perfect release through the ball. And this shot is on the fairway, over 300 yards. Nice position, short grass, second shot. About 30 feet away. Right in the heart of the fairway, green light special. This is a cross-country special. Wow, I thought he made that. So a long putt there and just didn't read it quite right. Good chunk of real estate here, 22 feet away. Very well done, almost made it.
Yeah, there'll be no stress for the next one.
Makeable putt right here, currently sitting at 1 under for the round. Drops the putt to go to 2 under. You don't want to let this one get away. This is about concentration and focus at this point. That puts them at 4 under for the round. Now at the 6th, not a particularly long hole, Frank, par 4.
Yeah, semi-blind tee shot. You've got an idea where you want to hit, but there's a series of 3 bunkers. They're called the coffins. down the left side, as well as some pop bunkers down the right, so this requires a very accurate tee shot.
Beautiful looking shot right here. He just blasted that one down the fairway, out there about 325 yards.
Oh, that's fine.
That's the equivalent of a 98-mile-per-hour fastball in baseball. This one just smoked 325 yards. Frank, the beauty of the game, the changing conditions. You've played it all over the world, and you don't play it inside a dome, do you?
Yeah, anybody can play on a fine, still day, but what separates the good from the great is actually days like today. That's when that little extra attention to detail, the better strike, the better swing, is certainly going to pay dividends.
Ready for a second shot, trying to knock it on the green. Seems to like it. Looks like it's headed for the green. Frank, I'm not saying he should pull out driver here, but this is a long putt.
Greens are fast, though. You never know. Good line, good pace. Might have a chance.
Right off the edge. Wow.
That hurts.
This one just requires a little bit of focus. Takes it to 3 under for the day. Just a tap in to finish the hole. Knocked that down for par, remains at 4 under. Over the ball here at the 7th, and Frank, if you had to script a game plan here, what would it look like?
You could drive this pretty close to the green. This is a green that's shared with the 11th, the par 3. And so you won't see that tee shot finish, but you can actually drive very, very close to a bunker called the Shell, which is the one that protects the par 3 11th. That's an absolute beauty.
Frank, getting set for this approach shot, our featured golfer is a player, it's obvious, in full flight right now.
It is. This is where, it doesn't matter what the sport is, and golf is a great example for it, though, where When you play your best, it's almost like you're just playing out of your subconscious. Everything happens, it just flows, and you don't really think about it.
And to generate some momentum here at the 7th hole, this for birdie. Settles in, looking to knock it in tight.
No snack though.
I thought that was in.
Yeah, it looked good. I mean, line, pace. It's hard to be critical of that.
He has this for birdie. Wow, he got robbed, Frank.
No, it's like kissing your mother-in-law.
Four under on the day. Drops for a par. Standing on the tee at the par 3 8th here at the Old Course. And Frank, what are we looking at here?
One of the biggest greens on the golf course. It looks flat, it looks like it's easy, but once that flag gets on the left side, this is when the hole becomes a little bit more difficult. It's very easy to take this hole for granted. Very hard to hit it close, though. Whoop, this is taken off on a weird line.
And it's going to be in the rough, it looks like. Well, that ball nestled down just a bit in that heavy rough. Wow, way to the right here.
And there's rough over there.
That's a bit offline in the rough. Second shot from the rough. It's on the way. Wow, Frank, he did well just to get it on the green from that line.
I didn't think that was doable.
He'll need to be strong with this. Been pretty good all day from this distance, just trying to take care of business. Goodness, Frank, that is painful.
Oh, yeah, you'd rather miss the hole at times, wouldn't you?
So just a formality here. Did the job right there. Now at -2 for the day. And Frank, the Open Championship coming back to the home of golf this summer.
Yeah, and remember, too, the last time it was here, Louis Oosthuizen at the 9th hole, he had no problem driving this par 4. So let's see if you can do the same. If you can carry that last bunker down there, there's every chance that your tee shot can run onto this very flat green.
Good contact, good result. Frank, you think about the great rivalries in sports, the Yankees and the Red Sox, Ollie and Frazier, and in golf, Nicklaus and Palmer. Great athletes, great teams pushing one another to great heights.
It's amazing how that's gone forward too, because Nicklaus and Palmer really became Nicklaus and Watson. Then there was like Norman Faldo, but some would say that Faldo Ballesteros, 6 majors to 5, was even more important. But in this era that we're in now, I think we're all praying for that Woods-McIlroy rivalry. Woods with 14 majors, McIlroy already with 4. That really is one to salivate over.
Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special. There's a big green, and they're going to use every inch of it.
Oh, just a superb shot.
You're not going to see much better than that all day today.
And he's set up for his second shot here, looking to knock it on the green. These putts keep the round together. Just an amazing display. The records continue to fall. Standing over this putt, concentrating on the read. And with that putt, he moves to 3 under. Well, that was a nearly flawless performance on the front side, but Frank, we know it's an 18-hole game, isn't it?
That's right. Now's not the time to pat yourself on the back.
What was he thinking there?
I have no earthly idea. Ah, nice.
Looks good. That is tasty looking right there, Frank. Just a perfect spot in the fairway.
That is prime real estate. How do you get a lie like that? Seriously, you could hit any club from there.
Shot now from the rough. Frank, what's he facing?
Well, the lie first and foremost. If it's sitting down, then obviously you're not going to get a very good contact. Nothing wrong with coming up a little bit short of the green. Problem is turning one mistake into another.
Well, that is an exceptional shot on the green and in position for a birdie.
Yeah, it's a formality now.
Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
Oh, without a doubt, that will be on the highlight reel later tonight. Excellent shot. Good work right there, now to 6 under. Hole number 11, the Eden, is really the finest medium-length one-shotter in all of golf, isn't it, Frank?
Well, this hole's been copied by many an architect for the reasons why it's normally very, very difficult to make a hole of this length, or should I say this short, so difficult. But they've managed to do that here at Eden with that Strath bunker in the front and the severe sloping on either side of that bunker.
That can really be brutal, can it?
It certainly does. And if you have any doubt there, you'll come unstuck at 11.
170 yards. Should be pretty good right there. On the safe side. Well, that's how you play the game. Right there. Locked in on the read and the speed. Well, that's disappointing. He misses the par putt, and he'll have this for bogey. See if he can get this one to drop. Big birdie putt. Continues to amaze. Yet another birdie, and what a day it's been. It's a very makeable putt here. He is currently 5 under for his round. That puts them at 4 under for the round. Frank, the charm of St. Andrews, the history of the old course, it all sort of comes into view here at the 12th, doesn't it?
Yeah, very pretty hole. Eden Estuary to the right. Obviously a nice view of the township of St Andrews in the distance. But long hitters can just lick their chops and have a crack at this green. All they've got to do is worry about that little pop bunker short. But either into the breeze, or if you're not a long hitter, you've got to worry about those 4 bunkers that are well placed smack bang in the middle of this fairway. Beautiful swing, and the result is every bit as good.
I mean, that is a sight to behold. What a spectacular shot we just saw on the par 4 with a drive in 1.
This is not heading in the right direction.
Well, it looks like it's going to be in the rough.
Well, where this ball's going, there's no fairway there, only rough.
Ball sitting down here in the rough. He's digging in.
Some snack, though. Another one goes in.
Now playing the second here at the par 4. Clean this up with a tap. Now 8 under on the day. Now to the par 4 13th, and again, Frank, it's all about avoiding the bunkers.
Yeah, another hole that forces you to go either right or left of something that you can see. The 2 bunkers called the coffins right up ahead. You can also go beyond those, and if you do, then you've got a much shorter shot in, but you've got to avoid those fairway bunkers. They are very costly.
Pretty good drive here.
Another straight one.
He has given this one the full treatment. Perfect release through the ball. And this shot is on the fairway, over 300 yards.
Second shot.
Appears to be what they call a commercial play. Very solid. Great effort right there, and a great chance to knock in that short putt. And from the fairway for his second shot here. Frank, through the years, we have seen countless what we would call good ball strikers, great swingers of the golf club, but there is something else that separates those kinds of players with the truly great achievers in the sport. What is it?
Great achievers have more than one plan. I think most players, it's always good if they're playing their golf. But what do you do if your driving is off or if your iron play is off? Do you have a plan B? Great players not only have a plan B, they have a plan C as well. And that's the difference. So when you set foot on the first tee, you've also got to be aware of, what if my driver doesn't go as well as I would like to, or my iron play isn't as sharp? Can I still compete?
So they can turn 74 into a 71.
That's right. And at the end of a 4-day tournament, the 71 doesn't look so bad, even if somebody shot 65 that day. Remember, as you know, and both of us know now, when you look at 4 days, someone always plays average for a day, but they don't play bad.
Golf tournaments aren't 100-yard sprints, they're marathons. You may have lost track at home, but we're keeping count. Not a formality either. Beautifully done. That's a birdie. Frank, the 14th is a big par 5, chance to make a big move, but also possibility of making a big number if you're not careful.
Yeah, you've got to be very aware of the out of bounds on the right side, even though it does move to the right. Ideal tee shot is down the right side that gets very close to that, because then that opens up the second shot and keeps that tee shot away from that crop of bunkers called the birdies. There's a big cross bunker up ahead that has to be avoided for the second shot. If you're long enough, you can reach this par 5 and 2, but this green with so many undulations that it is anything other than flat.
Good tee shot, right in the short grass.
Tom Weiskopf was one of my idols growing up. I loved the way he swung. That swing right there reminds me of my idol.
It looks like Rory McIlroy, Frank, sticking the follow through. Nice position, short grass, second shot.
Whoop, this is taken off on a weird line.
And it's going to be in the rough, it looks like. And he steps up to take this shot from the fairway. Frank, over the course of the last 15 years or so, there have been a number of initiatives within the game of golf just to try to grow the sport.
Yeah, we've seen the PGA Junior League, which is a series of competitions, obviously for juniors to play. But the first tee really is worldwide now, just to try and introduce players from all over the world into the game of golf. They're introduced with club professionals. They learn skills that are essential really to play the game of golf. But in 2014 was a real step, what I think, in the right direction to showcase the junior talent around the world with the drive, chip and putt, where you actually get a chance to play the drive, chip and putt final at Augusta National, the home of the Masters.
Imagine young kids, boys and girls, 8 years old, 11 years old, being able to go home and tell their friends, tell their families, hey, I have something in common with Jack Nicklaus, with Arnold Palmer, with Phil Mickelson, with Tiger Woods. I won at Augusta National Golf Club. Frank, this one looks like it might have a postage stamp on it. Airmail City.
Yeah, lick it, send it.
Just averted danger right there. So close.
Why does he have all the luck?
Came to the putt, excited to make birdie. Now, settle for par.
Yeah, little change in the attitude right now. When you've let one go, you've got to really knuckle down there and make sure you don't drop a shot. It's important this one goes in.
On fire right now. 7 under par. Just a little tap in here. Did the job right there. Frank, one of the things I always loved about links golf is that you're not aiming at a flagstick or a tree, but sometimes you're aiming for a steeple in the distance, and this is a good example here at the 15th.
Yeah, the church steeple is the exact line off the tee. That gives you sort of the center of the fairway. Really, you don't have to be overly bold off the tee. This is about just finding a nice flat lie for that second shot, because this is another difficult green that's well protected by just one little bunker that's in the front left that you don't think comes into play. But if your second shot doesn't land the right distance, more often than not, it just gets swallowed up by that. This ball never even looked like it was going down the fairway, hitting way right.
No fairway here. This one in that rough. He'll need to be strong with this. Frank, golf may be the best sport to follow from this standpoint. You can get closer to the great athlete in golf than you can in any other sport. You could stand 5 feet from Tiger Woods at a tee box as he's getting ready to drive. I mean, that's really unusual in sports.
Yeah, it's a different type of spectator sport, especially if you follow your favorite player all the way around the golf course. Because it's not like waiting for your favorite hitter in a baseball game. You know, you've got to wait several innings. You can literally see him hit every single shot, drive through to putt.
Well, he didn't knock down the flagstick right there, but 25 feet, that's not too bad. Ready for his third shot, needs to hit this close. pretty good all day from this distance, just trying to take care of business. Struggling a bit with the flat stick and a drop shot here at the 15th hole. Boy, this could be a tough one right here, Frank.
It's a very long putt, Rich. Obviously, it's difficult, but he still has a shot to sink this one for birdie.
On the way. Oh, and it's good. What an amazing putt. Just an amazing display. The records continue to fall. Frank, the 16th hole, famous for the principal's nose, and I can't help but think of Mrs. Hartman from 4th grade.
Well, I don't know.
She didn't like us.
I don't know how Mrs. Hartman would have played this hole, but she would have been wary of the out of bounds on the right, and that's why the general consensus is you not only avoid the principal's nose, but you hit the tee shot a little bit further left. It might lengthen the hole, but it is certainly the more prudent strategy.
Frank, did you hear the sound of that coming off the club face?
It was like a cannon.
Settles in, looking to knock it in tight. Seems to like it. Looks like it's headed for the green. So a chance for birdie after another solid approach shot. This is the second shot at the par 4. About 17 feet on this putt. Ah, that hurts. Wow. Really not much to this. The only issue would be a lack of concentration or focus. Workmanlike hole. He walks away with a par. For birdie. 9 under for the round. Frank, the 17th hole, you can get room service along the way here?
You can. If you flare one right there, you'll also pay a penalty for out of bounds. And so that hamburger better taste good, better be worth it. A little left of that, a little left of the out of bounds, and you're left with a second shot. It's fairly daunting because you have the road hole bunker to avoid and the road behind the green. Hence the name. Oh, that's it. New member of the 300-yard club.
Good poke right there. Sitting up in the fairway now, 180 yards away.
Be safely on deck.
That will be a great look at birdie. Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag. No snack, though. How did that not go in?
Well, that would have been a bonus had it gone in, but still, reasonable chance for par here.
Yeah, there's no damage. You're not going to birdie every hole.
Locked in on the read and the speed. Now minus 10 for the round. Good effort and good par putt. Headed for home now with a Royal and Ancient behind the green. A chance to cross the Swilken Bridge, just as Jack Nicklaus did, as Arnold Palmer did, as so many of the legends of the sport have done. This is a special place in the game. Pretty good drive here.
Another straight one.
He has given this one the full treatment. Perfect release through the ball. And this shot is on the fairway, over 300 yards. He makes a great pass at the golf ball. It's powerful, but it's rhythmic at the same time. Second shot, good look at the green. Well, this one should be safely on deck here. Beautiful approach shot there and a good chance to take advantage. Slight waggle, relaxed arms, ready to go. Standing over this putt, concentrating on the read. That had to really hurt, Frank, because it looked good all the way.
Well, this will test his mettle.
Just 5 feet left. Man,
Just pushed it.
boy, that hurts. Eight under par for the round. Simple, solid, and he'll take it.
But one that you need to make.
Frank, just some great golf here today.
Yeah, that's a round to remember. Not often you play that well, and you.
And for Frank Nobilo and our entire team, I'm Rich Lerner saying so long for now. Presented by EA Sports and the PGA Tour. We are at one of the most famous venues in all of golf. It is the stadium course at TPC Sawgrass. You know it well, the famous Island 17th. Rich Lerner alongside Frank Nobilo, and it has really grown in stature through the years, hasn't it, Frank?
It has. I think people have got to know the venue, the various holes, and actually on that subject, 17, which you've already just referenced. Remember, this is the one hole on this golf course that was designed by not Pete, but his wife Alice. They'd designed 17 holes, but they needed one more, and they tried to fit one in between 16 and 18. And Pete Dye, when he was talking to his wife, said, "I'm stuck." And his wife said, "Why not just put one out there, a little island green?" Pete Dye said it would never work. Wow. In this situation, Alice was right.
Alice, a great player in her own right, an amateur champion. This is the home not only to the Players' Championship, but also headquarters to the PGA Tour.
Oh, I liked that.
Frank, you want to get off to a good start. This approach shot here at the first is important.
It is. Two distinct levels on this this green, the high side on the left there and the lower side on the right. If you're trying to keep that ball a little left of a middle, you've got to be careful of that bunker on the left. Now, this is not heading in the right direction.
Well, it looks like it's going to be in the rough. So the second of the par 4 goes begging, and now I'll have to rely on the short game.
Yeah, but a short game, as we all know, can redeem a lot of mistakes. Let's see if he does it here.
Good-looking shot right here.
On the green, and a chance for birdie here on the first hole.
And an awkward little bunker shot. Just splash it out, let the ball run towards the flag.
No putter, no problem. Slams that into the cup. You don't want to let this one get away. This is about concentration and focus at this point. For par. Did the job right there. Nice scoring opportunity here. 532-yard par 5 second hole, Frank. Considered one of the easier holes on the golf course. What do you think?
Yeah, I think you can just cut this in half. 532 yards divided by 2. Really, it's 2 tee shots over 260 yards. For these guys, nothing more than a 3 or a 4 wood. And that's why all you need off the tee is just a 3 wood with a little draw.
You disappointed if you don't make 4 here?
Not disappointed, but obviously you lose at least half a shot on the field.
And now the second shot here at this par 5. He's making the game look very simple right now. See it, hit it, and he's got it right on track. Now from a good position in the fairway, his second shot.
Oh, this is taken off on a weird line.
And it's going to be in the rough, it looks like. Into the tall cabbage, that ball is swallowed up. Just trying to make clean contact from the rough. Oh my goodness, he just made that. I cannot believe it.
I was thinking might get it close. And just a great shot.
Settles in over the putt. 1 under early in the round.
So we started with a par 4, then a par 5, and now the 177-yard par 3 third hole. Plenty of hazards here, Frank.
Yeah, you really break this green up into 3 portions. Front left, front right, and that back, just on top of the ridge.
Seems to like it. Looks like it's headed for the green. Birdie try up next. Wow, way to the right here.
And there's rough over there. He was a little over-ambitious. Second shot.
Not a gimme, but well within his range. Frank, this is the kind of start every player wants.
Yeah, swinging it well. Certainly hit the ball in the right place there, and yeah, good thing too. He's actually putting well.
Frank, the bunker on the right, I wouldn't call that a pot bunker. That is some kind of a hazard, isn't it?
Yeah, meanders all the way down the right side, but really it's the lesser of two evils. I'd rather be in that bunker on the right than the hill on the left.
Frank, did you hear the sound of that coming off the club face?
It was like a cannon.
In the fairway, down there about 290. Frank here at the fourth. Not a long shot, but it can be tricky.
If you get a little ambitious when that flag's on the left side, you can spin it all the way back into the lake.
Appears to be what they call a commercial play. Very solid. Birdie try up next. Frank, the second here at the fourth is a dangerous shot.
Once again, this is another example of where you have to look at the green. Where exactly is the flag? If it's on that high portion, you've got to fly it all the way back.
Birdie chance here. Very long putt, though.
Got to be a little careful if it gets away on him.
You couldn't ask for much more than that, except to make it. Really not much to this. The only issue would be a lack of concentration or focus.
Tough game, Frank. You can hit 300-yard drives and miss 3-foot putts.
Yeah, there's the ecstasy, and that's the agony.
So a tester from 4 feet. Knocked that down for par, remains at 4 under. Makeable putt right here, currently sitting at 1 under for the round. That's 1 under on the day. Frank, how about this par 4 fifth?
I lost count the number of bunkers here, off the tee and sort of in play with the second shot if you're in trouble, or even the one that's sort of left and long. Really good par 4 though. Fairway somehow has to be achieved if you want to reduce this par 4 to just a simple 2-shotter. Fine.
One player told me, Frank, that it's like a root canal appointment. You're thinking about 17 all day long.
I think a root canal at times would be more enjoyable than playing 17 on a windy day.
So a chance for birdie after another solid approach shot. Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
Well, this one should be safely on deck here. Getting set now over the putt. Nice putt. Count it.
It's at sneaky distance.
A makeable putt right here. He is currently sitting at 1 under par. Nice par to remain 1 under. Frank, this isn't a hole that sort of jumps out at you the way, say, 17 does.
Yeah, a lot of times people will just sort of gloss over it, but anytime you get a par 4 under 400 yards, it's a great opportunity. But once again, a positional hole. Take advantage of it.
Frank, this is just a pleasure to watch. A player hitting on all cylinders at the top of his game.
Notice it's just flowing too. There's not a lot of deep analysis going through his mind. Just one step in front of the other. If your swing's there, you don't have to find it. If your putting stroke's there, you don't have to find it. Just let it happen.
Looking to keep it going here, Frank.
Yeah, another example of things just working as they should.
No problems there. Really good approach shot. And now, good look at birdie. Frank, approach shot here at 6. Good chance to make birdie?
There is. You can almost cut this green into thirds. There's that front third, the left third, and of course the back third.
And getting ready for the putt.
When you consider the length of that putt, it was a good putt. Really. This is an awkward length.
Like Ben Crenshaw right there, just so smooth.
Well played before.
Shouldn't be a problem here, but not a formality either. Workmanlike hole. He walks away with a par. Frank, the 7th hole here at the TPC Sawgrass, vintage Pete Dye, isn't it?
It is. Anything other than straight. Confuses the player off the tee. But there's 3 pot bunkers down the right side. Just inside that last little pot bunker on the left of that. Actually a pretty good line.
Frank, you played in conditions all over the world. Here come the winds now. What's the mindset?
Well, this is really what separates the men from the boys. This is where you've got to tell yourself, and it's an advantage to you. Obviously, the scores will go up a little bit, given the conditions. But once again, this is going to suit the stronger player today.
You like the old phrase, swing easy when it's breezy?
Definitely when you're hitting it into a head breeze. But down breeze, tee it up a little bit, try and ride that wind some more.
Second shot. Good look at the green. This one's looking good. Beautiful shot. That is tight.
Unbelievable. That is one to savor for the rest of the round.
Frank, you've been there. What's the best way to approach this next shot at the 7th hole?
There's a lot of mounding on this 7th green, to the right and the left. You can use those mounds to kick the ball to the flag.
Seems to like it. Headed for the fat part of the green. You don't want to let this one get away. This is about concentration and focus at this point. never quite had enough oomph on that.
Yeah, sort of a wishy-washy stroke.
Continues to amaze. Yet another birdie, and what a day it's been. Solid par to remain 1 under. Frank, this is a hole that I really like. The 8th, 237-yard par 3, just a necklace of bunkers surrounding the green. What's the best approach?
You come out through that chute or that hallway of trees there, and this being the longest of the 4 par 3s at TPC Sawgrass, the green actually plays much smaller than what it looks because of that narrow entry.
Chance for birdie after that beautiful shot.
Whoop, this is taken off on a weird line.
And it's going to be in the rough, it looks like. Into the tall cabbage. That ball is swallowed up. Second shot coming out of the rough here. Boy, this could be a tough one right here, Frank.
It's a very long putt, Rich. Obviously, it's difficult, but he still has a shot to sink this one for birdie.
That would have been a real bonus had it dropped, but as it is, good putt. Locked in on the read and the speed. Just an amazing display. The records continue to fall. Not a gimme, but well within his range. And with that, 1 under par. Frank, I think this is one of the most fascinating holes on the golf course. The 583-yard par 5 ninth hole.
With technology now, a lot more players can reach this par 5 and 2. Gone are the days where it was a true 3-shotter, but I remember when Sergio Garcia hit that 3-wood from, what was it, 270, 280 yards? Still one of the best shots I've ever seen.
He has given this one the full treatment. Perfect release through the ball. And this shot is on the fairway, over 300 yards. Frank, did you hear the sound of that coming off the club face?
It was like a cannon.
Second from an excellent lie. Frank, this one's not looking good.
Yeah, certainly not down the fairway line, heading toward the rough.
With that ball nestled down just a bit in that heavy rough. Set for his next shot from a good position in the fairway. This has really been impressive. High level of golf today, putting on a clinic out there. Ball sitting down here in the rough. He's digging in.
I mean, this skill, and that was sublime.
Just good hands, coming out of the rough, able to manage the distance, and now in great position. Really not much to this. The only issue would be a lack of concentration or focus. Oh, I thought he had that. Oh, man.
I just pushed it.
Boy, that hurts. Shouldn't be a problem here. Frank, just a surgical touch out there.
And the scorecard reflects yet another birdie.
Good effort and a good par putt. Getting set now for the back nine here at TPC Sawgrass. Frank, what should we expect?
Well, there's a good run of holes. 10, obviously very birdieable. 11th, the par 5. 12th, a short par 4. A good chance to get this round really going.
Not the longest, but not bad. 295 yards in the fairway. We'll settle. He makes a great pass at the golf ball. It's powerful, but it's rhythmic at the same time. Second shot now at the 10th, and again, Frank, accuracy is at a premium.
Yeah, gone are the days to sort of thrash it out of the trees like Phil Mickelson. Ideally, coming out of that fairway, you're hitting to a green that moves to the right, so that makes it a little bit more difficult than what the mind's eye first sees.
Early part of this second nine, and a good approach shot. And now, pretty good chance for birdie. Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag. This is not heading in the right direction.
It looks like it's going to be in the rough. Well, he'll be disappointed with that, no doubt.
Yeah, swing didn't quite look right on that one.
He'll need to be strong with this. This one just requires a little bit of focus. Well, you're not going to make that putt all the time, but you'd like to at least get it to the hole.
If he keeps putting like that, he's going to be an announcer in no time.
These putts keep the round together. Tough start to the backside, Frank.
Yeah, it doesn't bode well, too. You start losing confidence with the putter early on.
Just a couple of feet. Now at 1 under for the round. This would give him the par. That's good work. That's a good par right there. All right, hole number 11 here at the TPC Sawgrass, 558 yard, par 5, no shortage of options, no shortage of hazards, Frank.
If there's one hole at TPC Sawgrass where you can literally leap out of your shoes, this is it. Nice.
Looks good.
Second shot.
Right in the heart of the fairway. Green light special. Paying attention like a little kid at school, Frank. That baby's sitting up.
Sitting up. It's got the best view as well. You don't even need binoculars from where that ball is.
Wow, Frank, he is dialed in.
Yeah, that was just some shot on that. Easy birdie.
All right, Frank, the 11th is a reachable. What's the right strategy?
Well, it feels like that green should be about another 30 or 40 yards to the right, Rich. Makes the player aim left, and it's such a narrow green, but it's worth the risk.
And getting ready for the putt. Continues to amaze. Yet another birdie, and what a day it's been. As this putt for birdie. Good score going, now at 2 under par. Frank, what's so much fun about TPC Sawgrass is the excitement that it generates for a fan and how many different holes there are. 12 is a good example.
Yeah, 12 looks like it's fresh from Scotland. You can see why Pete Dye spent a lot of time over there. Tee shot looks straight away, but the second shot is blind. The shot you'd get in Scotland with a wedge where you just see the top of the flagstick and you've got to really guesstimate on the yardage that you have. But a good wedge shot and someone that can judge their distance, this is certainly a birdie hole.
Beautiful looking shot right here. Pretty good drive here.
Another straight one.
Now the approach to the 12th, Frank. What's the player looking at?
Well, it's a fun shot here for the second shot, especially if you've driven it down the right side, because then you can see the flag no matter where it is on the green.
So the second of the par 4 goes begging, and now I'll have to rely on the short game.
Yeah, but a short game, as we all know, can redeem a lot of mistakes. Let's see if he does it here.
This is a good-looking shot. Stuffed it in there really close, and now just a tap in. Just trying to make clean contact from the rough. Been pretty good all day from this distance, just trying to take care of business. Just an amazing display. The records continue to fall. Shouldn't be a problem here, but not a formality either. Just a tap in to finish the hole. Hard to be perfect in this game. That's a bogey. Hole number 13 here at Sawgrass. Tricky 181-yard par 3.
You don't have to hit directly at this flag. When that flag's at the back there, you can use the contours. When it's on the left, once again, you can use the ridge in the middle of the green. Matter of fact, one of the hardest hole locations is when it's in the front right, because that's when you have to be perfect.
Well, this could be good. Terrific golf shot. And now, that for an easy birdie. In the thick stuff.
Thick? It's brutal out there.
Well, this one should be safely on deck here. You don't want to let this one get away. This is about concentration and focus at this point. That is a painful miss right there. And a bogey. Drop shot here at the 13th. See if you can get this one to drop. Big birdie putt. Now minus 10 for the round. Bit unfortunate. Loses a shot here with that bogey. And through the years, Frank, it has gotten the best of the best, hasn't it?
We've seen Tiger Woods hit it left. We've seen Vijay Singh hit it left. We've seen so many players in the water down the left. Conversely, many a championship's been lost by hitting the ball up in the mounds on the right.
You take 4 here and run to 15?
I would sprint. Oh, nice little bounce forward. Should be close to 300, 290.
Frank, there's a lot to factor in on this approach at the 14th.
You can favour right side of this green and sort of allow the contours of the green just to move that ball to the left.
Midway through this back nine, could use this birdie here at the 14th. Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
Locked in on the read and the speed. Well, that was a good-looking putt, just not falling right now.
Sadly, he's going to be disappointed.
Not a gimme, but well within his range. Well, in the words of the late, great baseball commentator for the Yankees, Phil Rizzuto, it's time for Holy Cow, Whitey. That's 11 under par. If you're just joining us, we're at the 15th hole here at TPC Sawgrass, 449-yard par 4. Frank, what's in store here?
One of the prettiest tee shots on the golf course, Rich. Once again, you're coming out of a chute of trees, big bunker down the right side. Really, you want to hug that right side, though. It gives you a better entry into this green.
They'll be pretty happy with that 290-yard poke off the tee. Frank, you've been around this game for a pretty long time. Are players, in fact, more athletic today than they were, say, 20, 25 years ago?
There's no question, Rich, they are. That we've borrowed from other sports. If you can't make the player better, you can make them more athletic. And in the end, you're still making the golfer better.
Frank, what's the key on this approach here at the 15th?
Well, knowing exactly where that pin placement is, Rich, there's mounding, there's that little gut out of the right side of the screen. If you miss your mark here, that ball can easily finish 30 or 40 feet away.
And it looks like it's in the rough there, Frank.
It might not be as bad as it looks.
Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag. Oh, solid strike right in the heart of the green.
Well, that's how you play the game right there. Knock it on the green and give yourself a good look at birdie.
Remember, out of the rough. Expect the ball to jump forward a little bit. It's no snack, though.
Came to the putt, excited to make birdie. Now, settle for par.
Yeah, a little change in the attitude right now. When you've let one go, You've got to really knuckle down there. Make sure you don't drop a shot. It's important this one goes in.
Wow, he got robbed, Frank.
No, it's like kissing your mother-in-law.
Clean this up with a tap. Did the job right there. This to surrender, only one shot. 10 under par on the day. And if you're a couple of shots behind on Sunday, that final round, you're thinking about 3, and that's possible, isn't it?
Well, history's shown it has, Rich.
Excellent looking shot here. Oh, this looks good.
Certainly is. Oh, that's it. New member of the 300-yard club.
Good poke right there.
Second shot. This is not heading in the right direction.
No, it looks like it's going to be in the rough. Into the tall cabbage. That ball is swallowed up. This could be a huge momentum swing here, Frank.
Yeah, one more good swing, and he's going to have an eagle putt coming up. I know you don't want to get ahead of yourself, but it is well on the cards.
Frank, can one small tweak from an instructor lead to a big turnaround?
With the right player, yeah. You just want to hear the right message. It's like anyone in life. You just want to be pointed in the right direction. That's an absolute beauty.
He'll need to be strong with this. See if he can get this one to drop here at the 16th for a birdie. Third shot, looking for a good one. And this will be a 5-foot putt here. Continues to amaze. Yet another birdie. And what a day it's been. Just needs to keep it steady here over the putt. Good putt. And now 1 under par. Frank, not to plant the seed of doubt, but we must deliver the facts here on this telecast. 44 balls in the water a couple of years ago. 28 last year.
Rich, that's the announcer's curse. What will he do? Oh, this is heading in the wrong direction.
Uh-oh. Just averted danger right there. So close.
Why does he have all the luck?
Good looking shot right here. Long putt here. This will require a good touch. Speed wasn't bad on that long putt, but the read wasn't very good. This is for his birdie. Beautifully done. That's a birdie. Shouldn't be a problem here, but not a formality either. And with that, 1 under par. People always talk about 17 being visually intimidating. Frank, what about 18?
If there's a little bit of wind off the right, the tee shot is so much easier. But if that wind is coming off the water, not only do you see the water and the wooden bulkheads, you see all the rough and the trees on the right. And of course, then you start bringing 5, 6, 7, even 8 into play. That's what makes this tee shot so hard.
Well, that is a really good tee shot right there, Frank.
I think that tipped the 300-yard mark.
Frank, really challenging second shot here at the home hole, the 18th.
You have to be decisive going in here. You can see all the trouble in front of you. Water left, that mounding on the right. Neither place really is good to go. So somehow you've got to muster up your best shot.
Not looking good, Frank.
No, I think it's wet.
Wow, lucky break right there, Frank.
Well, that's what everyone else is going to say, except him.
Not enough on that one.
Yeah, it just seemed to baby it.
This one just requires a little bit of focus. So a tough way to close the round, missing a short putt and a bogey here at 18. Shouldn't be a problem here. Knocking down all the shots today, now at 13 under. A makeable putt right here. He is currently sitting at 1 under par. So with that, the score is now at even par. And that does it for us here at TPC Sawgrass. Great day, Frank.
Yeah, a chance for the players to play one of the golf courses that has become so famous over the last 25 to 30 years.
For my partner, Frank Nobilo, and our entire team, I'm Rich Lerner saying so long from the TPC Sawgrass and EA Sports.